Hello everyone. We are going live. Waiting for Anais to be here. Bianca, hello.
Hello, love.
Can't see you and I can't
I can
see
see
you.
you.
Okay, I can't see you, but this is great. I see you.
We're live, and I'm pretty sure people watching can see me as well. Maybe someone who's live, there's 5 people. Maybe someone can let us know if there's two pictures up. Oh, no.
Then shows you
Okay.
the view that people can see. Hi.
Okay, someone said they can see us both. Thank you, Era.
Thank you.
We can see both. Yay, thank you.
So you can see all three of us?
Have you accepted Anais yet? Has she requested?
I think so. Oh, is she? I keep saying goes live, but it won't.
It's all good. Anais, can you request?
She
There
has
she is.
and I accepted. Oh, I can see
Yay!
Anais. Yay. Okay. I just can't see you, Bianca.
I can see both. Nice to see you both.
Good to see you both. Long time no see. So we are doing this live. Thank you everyone for saying whether you can see us. So we're doing this live because we're getting very excited for the summit that is next week, the Heart of the Rose Summit, in less than 2 weeks. And Bianca and Anais have very sweetly been helping support behind the scenes in infinite different ways. And we just thought we'd come on here to share and to talk more about it and to share the bigger platform that we will be all birthing together during and after the summit. So maybe you might want to introduce yourself, Anais and Bianca, and just share a little about who you are, your connection to the rose, maybe to Heart of the Rose, and why you felt to support and why this bigger platform feels important to you guys. And I feel like we'll talk more about what this platform is, but just a little introduction. Anais, why don't you go first?
Okay. Well, thank you, Sophie. And thank you, everyone who's watching this or who will be watching this. So, I am Anais. I teach Magdalene initiations, and I founded a mystery school called Path of the Magdalene. So, deeply embedded in the Rose teachings and the Magdalene teachings. And Heart of the Rose is very important to me because it's the place where I met you, Sophie, and it's the place where I met Bianca. So it's a very beautiful place of heart-led connections, and it's not the first time I've heard this. Many people who come to that gathering really connect and build lifelong connections. And I feel that that is really part of the intention of what we're creating together. Like all three of us, and I'll let Bianca maybe introduce herself first before we go into what we're creating together. Bianca.
Thank you, Anais. My name is Bianca, and it's really good to be here. Hello, everyone, and thank you, Sophie and Heart of the Rose, for having us here. Yeah, the rose came into my world many years ago, just blossoming in my heart, and the summoning was so strong, as some of you can relate, that there was no other way. So I devoted myself to the path of the awakening of the divine feminine, of right relationship with earth, of reconnecting with the divine mother, and really embodying and birthing that frequency through me and through my work, and founded the Mystery School of the Rose about 5 years ago. And it's a school of initiation for priestesses who are remembering their place in the temple, remembering their devotion to Sophia, to the Divine Mother, and really passionate about supporting new earth leaders to give themselves more and more permission to walk this way of integrity, of devotion. And yeah, I'm here because I love Sophie and I love Anais. And there was a really, really strong vision that the way forward is in togetherness and in true community. And so that is what we're doing, conversation by conversation, supporting each other and having many, many conversations and musings about how all of our threads and all of our offerings weave together. I'm very excited, holding a big prayer for beautiful beings to come to the summit, and then the continuation into this global rose community. That's really, yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment, but very happy to be here and very grateful to have found amazing sisters who I trust with my entire being to steward our work forward. So thank you for having me, Sophie.
Love you. I sent them both a voice message last night saying we couldn't think of the people or what a divine wisdom is, that we found each other this lifetime to be working together in this form. So I thought I'd just share a little bit about why it's Heart of the Rose online this year, why we're doing a summit, the importance of the summit. So those who are watching this and potentially going to watch a replay may have already been to Heart of the Rose, but it's a festival that happens on sacred land in Kent, in England, and the vision over 5 years ago now, from the land itself, to gather the women in service to the rose, in service to the remembrance of the divine feminine path, to reclaim many aspects of our being that may have been lost due to patriarchy and other things like that, because it was time for us to return. Not in negation of the masculine, but it all could come back. And at the end of last year, this time last year, because it's always run in September, I was incredibly burnt on a whole other level from running it for all those years. And it grew to 500 women last year. And I also started Brotherhood the Rose as well, and something called the Rose from Fort Medicine Festival. I was very burnt out, and I was really conflicted whether to go ahead this year. Also because I was getting the guidance to just pause and just wait to see if there was something else that wanted to come. Not only was I burnt out, but there was this knowing that there was something else. There was deep prayer, and then it was at the beginning of this year on Epiphany, I just was praying, what is the way? And the guidance said it's time to connect the global rose sisterhood, to reactivate the divine motherhood, and support the birth of this new age. And so this is what the summit really is. I had noticed over the years, beautifully, that women had literally come from all around the world to Heart of the Rose, from the farthest reaches, from Canada, from Australia, from New Zealand, from South Africa, just to meet other Rose sisters. I remember someone specifically coming from Florida last year and saying the only reason she came was because she didn't have any sisters in her community or Rose sisters that she knew. And so the guidance was really clear that it's time to take it online to connect the global Rose sisterhood, because as we know, and as Anais and Bianca know deeply, this Rose Magdalene consciousness is starting to awaken on a whole other level on this planet, and it's only just started. And we are at the very beginning, and there are so many women and men and all beings waking up to the importance of the return of the feminine and this path of the heart, so that all of life can come back into balance again. And so the intention with the summit is to literally not only have a platform where people are able to receive deep wisdom and teachings on this rose lineage, this ancient mystic mystery school lineage of the heart, with epic teachers that we have. And also the intention was not just for people to sit on their screen at home and watch it on their own, but also to connect with other sisters, brothers, Rose family around the world and watch together and start, the words were to start to create these Rose Sanghas, these Rose community pods that are in service to the remembrance of the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine, in all of life. Because these next 2 years are going to be big, apparently. There's going to be lots of changes, and we're going to need these communities and anchor points more than ever. And what's been really interesting, I know in myself, the land where Heart of the Rose takes place, I had a very strong vision 18 years ago to birth a temple of light here. And since the Rose lineage came in, it was very clear that this was to be a Rose temple and a temple to the Divine Mother, and it's part of unconditional love. And Bianca can share a bit. She's also had a very similar vision, and same with Anais. And I was noticing last year all these different people I was meeting who were being called to specific areas of the world to start to build or resurrect and rebirth these temples. And that this would be an important piece of the summit, that not only was the summit going to teach and educate and also connect, but it was also going to help connect and ignite the flame of these temples that are being called to be born, maybe have already been birthed, and or have the vision but yet not yet made into form to be resurrected on the planet, so that these can be these anchor points, anchor rose points around the planet. So this was a very big vision and intention, and very grateful for Anais and Bianca. I got in touch at the beginning of the year. We had already met, and they had already got in touch around something else last year, and we'd already been seeding some other things, but it just felt right that these two were the people that were meant to support this vision and help me hold this frequency and this little rose baby that's now a very big toddler, very big child, I think, teenager probably, that wants to go out into the world. And yeah, so we've been so grateful for all the amazing people that have been in touch, because if people have already seen our website, we not only have live tickets, live and recorded tickets, brother tickets. That was a really important piece after having Brotherhood the Rose last year. It felt really important to include the men this year as well, that this rose path is not just for women, that it is being remembered in all. This path of the heart is important for all to remember, which is a whole other topic. So we're also inviting men to join as well. And we're also doing these regional hosts, which Bianca can speak a bit more about in a second, who is usually overseeing these regional hosts. People who are wanting to host women and groups of women to start to slowly seed these kind of communities in these certain areas. And we also are doing an in-person gathering. I really heard after this summer, really hearing everyone so wanting to meet in person again, and that was my desire too on some level. But the guidance was just something else. But we have now rented the village hall at Eridge, where the land where I'm resurrecting this rose temple, and we supposed to have a temple of Isis where Heart of the Rose takes place. And we're going to be meeting in person on this Sunday for this global rose prayer ceremony as well, where we're going to be lighting these Magdalene candles and inviting everyone who's called to light these Magdalene rose candles around the world to help support the reactivation of this grid. And we've got the hall is for 80 people, so we've only sold half the tickets. So if people are called in any way, or coming in person for Sunday and watching it live and connecting with other lovely beings, and that's for all genders, all beings, will be doing that as well. Anais and Bianca will be there as well, which is very beautiful and exciting. So yeah, we're really excited. Like it's been so beautiful hearing and receiving the messages from all these epic women around the world who are like, thank you, we've wanted to birth this temple, like we really want to connect. So it's like an answered prayer. Like there's just really beautiful momentum around it, and we know that this is just the beginning. And so I might Bianca to share a little bit about the regional host maybe, and then we can talk about the longer platform as well, because what is really important about this summit is that it's not that Heart of the Rose has suddenly gone online and that's where it's going to be. Heart of the Rose will be back in person next year, but that this was an important piece for something much bigger, a much bigger long-term vision that will include a community, a school, a foundation that Bianca can share a bit more, and I can share about school. And me, Anais and Bianca, having worked together now the last year, and even been in Mexico doing different things, are realizing that we each kind of hold these pillars in some way, these like cause in our hearts, and kind of merging, as we've said, merging these mystery schools together to form an even epic umbrella one, a global rose network that can hopefully connect these amazing rose communities, that is going to be so needed in these next few years. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Bianca, in terms of just the regional hosts and what you've been experiencing with that. Anything you want to share?
Thank you, Sophie. It was really beautiful to hear you speak about the summit. Yeah, it's so profound. What's happening and coming together is so big and it's so beautiful. And I feel like it's been a prayer in the hearts of, I have chills, in the heart of so many people. So what a blessing that it's coming into form. And yeah, like echoing what you said, there just is a consciousness right now. People are feeling the call to build temples that again honor the Divine Mother. And so, like Sophie said, part of the prayer was to connect these people who are stewarding land, stewarding rose sanctuaries, having vision to build temples, just having vision to connect the rose community wherever they live. And so for the summit, we have something called regional hosts, which are people who've said, okay, I'm in, for example, South Africa or in Mexico, and I'm going to screen the summit at my home or in my yoga studio, because I'm feeling the call to connect to the community. I'm feeling the call to connect the community on my land that wants to receive this blessing, wants to be part of being activated as one of these pillars around the world. And I keep getting this image of the entire globe with these lights flickering on and just getting turned on through our prayer, through our conscious awareness of what we're doing here. So it's been really, really beautiful to receive so many inquiries and so many people, so many women reaching out and saying, hey, I have just been following my guidance. I have this land now and this is what's happening. I have the knowing that I need to build this temple. And the interesting thing is, from my understanding, there's been sanctuaries already created, spaces where people can overnight and sleep, but the physical temple for specifically the rose, it's like we're at this cusp where that wants to happen. But I really do feel that this council wants to happen first, because maybe there is a certain geometry, maybe there's a certain prayer that wants to be laid before we actually build, let's say. Who knows? And part of this calling us all together is having a conversation about it. And that's what I've been very clear about. It's like, okay, well, what's the next step for building the temple? It's like, the next step is having a conversation. It's actually being connected now in shared vision and seeing what actually wants to birth. So just bringing everyone together all around the world who is holding this so dearly in their heart has been a huge step, and has been really inspiring to see how much interest there is and how many people who've just done the work and come to a place where they're just in service and listening. So that's been inspiring. And also, if you're watching this and you are interested to be a regional host, that's still an option. It means that you've said yes to hosting at your home or at a space you have at your rose sanctuary on your land. And you're inviting the community in to watch the live screening of the summit in togetherness, in real person community and true community. So that's a little bit about the regional hosts, these temples that are really, they're there in the etherical, and they're about to land, like construction is about to happen. Maybe some people are already doing that, but even, for you, Sophie, you're in that space of like, it's about to get shovel in the ground. And likewise for myself in Costa Rica, we're holding the vision of the Rose Temple and about to go build that. So I really feel like this council, a big part of it is having a conversation and seeing what conspires from that. So yeah, that's my little bit. I'm just very excited. There will be a moment on Sunday of the summit on the 28th where there will be a global prayer where we will be lighting a candle, where will be laying prayers, and all the regional hosts, all those who are stewarding Rose sanctuaries, holding vision of building Rose temples, many of them will be highlighted so that we can see the altar they're holding and see the candle they've lit and see the prayer and really bless it all up, bless us all up, because this is a mission that we're doing together, stewarding together. It's all about community right now, and that's the intention of also bringing this summit together, Sophie's vision of doing the festival and now the online summit, and that then coming to the next phase, which is really this permanent online Rose community. So I will keep my share to that and see who wants to carry it forward and see what direction we want to go into, Sophie.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Someone just wrote, how do we find out more about the regional hosting? So great question. Just go on our website, heartoftherosefestival.com, and under the summit, you can find under the ticket that says regional host, and you'll be emailing Anais actually for next week. She will be taken over as Bianca is going into an epic retreat, doctrine retreat. Yeah, you get a free ticket. You also get a discount code for people who want to come. And these people that you host, you're also welcome to. It doesn't have to be for the whole 3 days. It can just be for some of the evenings, or it can be the afternoons. It's just an opportunity to gather. And also, again, when you said community, it really brought to mind this beautiful saying that they say the Buddha will not come back as one, but will come back as a sangha. It will come back as community. Like, this is the next step, that we are all awakening together to the divinity within together. Like, there's no more hierarchy. There's just, and I think the Rose is a beautiful ally and teacher in that. And Anais, I was going to go into you because I know that you had this vision as well many years ago in terms of being shown the lighting of the planet, and it's just so epic that we've all been getting these visions. I'm still getting chills from the whole Sangha thing, actually. But yeah, I'd love you to share on that as well, and your temple vision.
Thank you both. Super inspiring. And although that we've been creating and talking about this for months and years in our being and in our hearts, it's still like hearing the vision. It's so alive, and it's so real, and it's so true, and it's really what is needed. So yeah, for me, it was a couple of years ago where I was having a connection to Mary Magdalene, and it was a time, I think maybe it was even COVID. Another time in our humanity where humanity was in crisis. I think we can definitely say the same about our humanity today. And she said, don't worry, just keep carrying this energy, the frequency of the Magdalene, the lineage of the Magdalene, and the frequency of the Rose forward, and it will help shift. It will help shift people, and from there, it will help shift the planet. She says, if you look in your mind's eye, you can see that there are already these beacons lighting up. People are lighting up because they're reconnecting to this consciousness of the Rose all over the planet. And there's these dots. There's these people all over the planet, and these dots will become bigger because these people will start forming community. And there will come a time in the future where these communities start connecting together. And that's when this global grid will come online. And that's where truly the frequency of the planet will start to shift. And I feel that that's a vision that we've been holding, the three of us, in our hearts, that we've been receiving messages about, and that we're starting to create, really. And this summit is important for it because it's the first portal. It's the prayer portal where we come together and where we merge our mystery schools. The three of us have created community in different ways, and all the teachers who are coming and bringing their energy because they believe in the vision of these Rose communities coming together, and of this global connection between all the different rose communities, they have been creating community in their own way. And when we look at the planet today and we see the challenges that we are facing in our humanity, it's abundantly clear that the only way to move forward is by coming together and by joining forces and by bringing our energies together. So it's no more a time to like keep going with our little pocket of community or humans, but to really help each other out with inspiration, with resources, with support, with connection. And yeah, having been stewarding a community as well for many years, the thing that comes back systematically is that the most important part for everyone is to feel supported on their path, to feel that they have community to go back to. And also, more and more people I feel are, and that comes back to the idea and the inspiration of the regional host, more and more people are really feeling the calling to hold space for their community and to bring back the sacred. I heard an interview with Marianne Williamson the other day, and she said, what we are facing in our world is not a crisis of structure, it's a spiritual crisis. We've lost our connection to the sacred, and through everything that we're creating, we're bringing back this connection to God, Goddess, and the sacred. And I really believe that this frequency of the rose has been seeded many, many years ago, millennia ago, even by spiritual communities already, and then brought back into our consciousness through Mary Magdalene and Yeshua and Mary and these beacons of rose consciousness. And that something is ripe to be reborn in our world today. And through this summit, I mean, what an opportunity to connect to all these epic teachers who have been laying the groundwork for so many years to bring this consciousness back into being, to have them all gathered together in one gathering. It's a beautiful opportunity to really be immersed deeply in the gnosis of the rose, and from there carry that energy forward and be able to create gatherings, communities. Yeah, it feels it feels really powerful, like a prayer that we're all creating together, a prayer for a different world that we know is possible and that we will be able to carry forward with the energy of the rose.
And then to thank you. Yeah, it is time. It feels time. It is. I think we've each been saying that for years, but it really feels time now. Like she is ready. We are ready. It's needed. It's time. She has returned. In truth, I remember that saying came to me last year. It said, "She has returned, but in truth, she never left. She was simply waiting for us to remember her power again." In terms of the harmony, in terms of the mother, in terms of the rose. So the summit, do join. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic on so many levels. As Anais beautifully said, we've each kind of been doing our own individual work and communities, and we're merging them. And so through the summit, we are going to be merging this even bigger online platform, which is each kind of a vision that each of us have been holding in our own unique ways and being shown in our own unique ways. And it's going to be a whole other entity to Heart of the Rose. It's going to be this big, long-term, epic, global platform. And everyone who buys a ticket for the summit will get a free 3-month membership to this online platform, where the people who sign up, they'll be the founding members of this epic network, global rose network that we'll be creating, where we will be meeting. So we're going to have many strands to this platform. And to begin with, we'll start with the first one. The first one is going to be the community. So you can't build anything unless you have the community. And community, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's what I got shown in January. It's time to connect with global rose community. This is the first piece, that we are to connect these communities that are already existing and ready to be connected in all ways, because we can't do this alone anymore. We just can't. And so this first piece of the network is going to support these communities in coming together, and we're going to be doing moon circles, and we're going to be doing something called Church of Love, and we're going to be doing Wheel of the Years, and we're going to be holding different meditations and prayer circles, because ultimately this is about us coming together, ultimately just to anchor more love onto the planet, to anchor more love, awakening, connection, embodiment. That's it. So we will be cultivating this in this first petal of the platform. And part of that is going to be online gatherings, in-person gatherings. There's lots of pieces to that. So, for example, Part of the Rose, I run it every year. Brotherhood of the Rose, Anais helps run something called Mary Magdalene's Festival in Glastonbury. Also, those that may know, run Rose Temples in different festivals in England. So there's spaces to meet in person, and we're hoping to take those as well global in some way, and hoping to work with others who may want to work in their country with these kind of visions and festivals and other things. So the community piece will be the first piece, and we're really excited by that. I'm really excited about that. I think someone else said that recently, maybe it's Richard Rudd, like it's just this next 2 years, it's community. It's just all about community. So Christ Age, it's the age of the heart. It's about community. No single home alone on your laptop. It's just about being together, remembering that that was our inherent way we've been made to connect each other through the heart, through the body, through everything. And it's going to have more strands, this beautiful network. It's going to have a mystery school, and it's going to have a foundation, and many more exciting things that we're excited to share with you. But in brief, the mystery school will be getting lots of epic teachers sharing their courses, very similar to the summit, but much more long term. I remember when I'm going to get Anais and Bianca to share more about this, because they hold these strands more. I mean, what's been really interesting us all working together is we realize that we hold all of them in some way, but we also have like our unique joy that fills us up when we talk about it. But what was interesting about the Rose, I remember after the second year, I was still calling it a festival, but afterwards I was like, it's not a festival, it's a mystery school. It is a school of learning to remember this ancient yet new way of being in these bodies, remembering our inherent divinity while in human form, and remembering these old rites of passage that we used to do, and so many things. And so it feels, and I remember I was like, it's not a festival, it's a mystery school, it's a template, it's a taster into a much longer term vision for me that will exist at Eridge, where I live, where Heart of the Rose is, and this mystery school and this Rose Temple that will run rites past every year, and that this is also a really important piece on this Rose path. And I'll hand it also over to Anais right now, because I know education is something you're also really passionate about, that it's two important pillars, community and also education, which in some way Heart of the Rose isn't what this summit is as well. We're learning about the Rose through people who have walked this path for many years, many lifetimes, probably, all the epic teachers, and we're also coming together to do that and connecting in the heart. Anais, you want to share the importance of education or the mystery school that will be birthing through the platform?
Well, through the mystery school that we'll be sharing, we'll of course be sharing all of the teachings that have come through us through the years. So for Bianca, that will be the Isis teachings, and you, the Mother Mary connection and teachings, and me more the Mary Magdalene connection. I feel that initiation is important. Initiation is important, and especially if we are moving towards holding space in communities and for communities. What the Rose lineage offers is really the energetic blueprint also to be able to steward community, to be able to steward land, and to be able to hold the depth necessary to be a space holder today in the world, to deal with everything that is going on our planet and hold the vision of something different, something that is higher frequency, that is more harmonious, that operates with the frequency of love as the central pillar, we have to have the energetic capacity to hold all of that, to hold all those different strands, and hold people in spaces where they can go deep and really go through a process of transformation. So the intention with the courses that we will be offering by ourselves, by epic guest teachers, as you said, people that we'll be bringing in who are building new temples. How are they doing that? New earth architecture, rose mysteries, rose gnosis, really everything to bring this planet back to this rose frequency of harmony. So yeah, to give everyone the tools, the knowledge, and especially the depth of initiation to hold the space to create this new paradigm together.
Thank you, love. I think you cut off for a second, but I think that was
Okay.
beautiful. But that could have been me cutting off, so I'm so sorry. But yes to Rose, yeah, Rose, everything. Remembrance and awakening and initiation. And also, as we want to share as well, that this is like we've had so many Zooms together in the last few weeks, every night in very deep service of devotion, to really listen, each of us, and hear what is this platform meant to be, how is it meant to look, how are we meant to merge, and in what form. And as we mentioned, the first part was the community, the next is going to be the education, and so that even more is going to be unfolding in that in the next few months, and we're really excited to share that as well, to the infinite branches that are going to come from that, and that this will be for men, for women, for all, that this won't just necessarily be for women. This platform, this is really for everyone. This is really connecting the Rose family. Thank you for
Definitely.
Bianca, I'm aware you need to go soon, so I'm going to invite you to share about the foundation. And then
Okay, amazing. Thank
but
you
the
both for
third
sharing.
petal will be this epic foundation, which that Bianca is leading the way with in a beautiful way.
And so thank you. I love how we thought we could share everything in half an hour. Yeah, right? um, so yes, the foundation, I'm really inspired about this. This is going to be a place where, we had this vision of gold, like the wealth that has accumulated in certain people's hands, coming forward and being alchemized to support and nourish this movement, the rose energy coming back onto the planet. And so we're creating a structure, the Rose Foundation, to hold that wealth and transform it into spiritual gold. And so the Rose Foundation will be sponsoring various different projects, which we're really excited about. One of them being supporting people who are resurrecting their rose temples on their land. So offering advisorship, offering, who knows, maybe even funds to support people who are holding the vision of building rose temples, and building miraculous, beautiful spaces of devotion again. So that's part of where the funds from the foundation will go. Another part would be the arts and culture. So creating beautiful pieces that honor the Divine Mother, that inspire a global community to come back to the heart, to come back into honor of the earth. For example, ritual theater pieces, music, and various different pieces that are aligned with the frequency of the rose, that are bringing the frequency of the rose back onto the planet. There will be a fund for education and scholarship, so for people who actually want to go through some of the initiations but can't afford it, so that the foundation can support that. We'll be working also with Indigenous communities and supporting specifically women Indigenous to find a platform or find a way to share their message with humanity and share their wisdom that they have, which I'm personally really, really excited about. Because I really feel the way forward is a real bridging of ancient knowledge, unbroken lineage, wisdom from many of the indigenous communities that still exist, and our modern day, it's the remembering that's happening right now through the rose lineage. And so merging those and seeing how we can tend to the earth in a good way, in a harmonious way, meeting each other and learning from each other. And yeah, and then those are kind of the main things that the foundation will be supporting. So very excited about that. I mean, I can keep talking about it, but it really feels like once this structure is created, a lot of gold will literally pour into it to support the, I think the priority is the building of these temples. Which is very exciting. We were on a call yesterday and I was like, we're going to build the next Hagia Sophia. But we're, you know, there's nothing wrong with dreaming and really, you know, bringing back the precision and the heart and the craftsmanship of creating these temple spaces again. And being very aware that probably the greatest temple space that we must tend to is our earth. So I'm sure there will be some initiatives to continue and to find ways to take care of the earth in new ways and create earth altars. Let's see. So yeah, it's all very much being birthed right now, and it will all unfold petal by petal. And again, the first petal being this pillar of community. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think my Wi-Fi went out again, but thank you so much. And as you speak about the temples, I know you've expressed so beautifully, like these temples, they are the remembrance of this unconditional love. And I know you've shared this once before, but it's like as if you walk in and you can just feel the frequency of the mother, the divine mother, of this love that our whole systems are needing, because we've been so disembodied, so detached. It hasn't been safe to be in these bodies because of everything that's happened on the planet, because of identity. It hasn't been safe to be in our hearts. And it's now coming to a time where we're needing to be, and it's time to come back into the body. It's no longer time to transcend the body, but to bring the light that we are down into the body, and that these temples are going to help be this remembrance and hold the container for us to do that, to start to feel safe again, within, without, and connected to the earth. I love what you shared in terms of the foundation, and it's like almost cleansing this money back into the hands of the mother. It's like giving it back to her in service to all. Feels like with the foundation again, this is a petal that's going to be ever blossoming as we feel more into her and what she wants. So yeah, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Anais and Bianca, for just being epic beings, priestesses, queens. It is an honor and blessing to walk this path together with you, and to that decision to unfold ever more deeply and fully. We are so excited to those who have bought tickets to the summit. We're excited to see you next week. If you haven't and you're interested, please check out heartofrosefestival.com and you'll see the summit there. We still have some tickets and some also in-person ones for those that missed and sharing that we're doing an in-person gathering as well, which means Anais and Bianca will be at too. We just can't wait. It's very exciting times ahead. It is time. Sending you all lots of love, and I will also be doing some more lives in the next few days with different teachers that we have sharing next week. So if you're interested in that, do stay in touch and check out the stories I'll be posting each day. So tomorrow I'm going to be meeting Sophia, and we're going to be speaking all about temples as well, because she's made an incredible temple in America, and is now getting the call to build them elsewhere as well. So we'll be talking about that. Thank you so much. Thank you, lovely beings. I might also need Anais Bianca's help to work out now how I end this live. This is my first live. And I can't see where I press the button, but thank you all for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Bye. We love you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yoo-hoo. See you at the summit.
See you at the summit. Come and join the movement.
Amen. Amen.
You just close your screen, Sophie.
I just press X. Is that what I do?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.